The road stretched endlessly under the dim glow of the streetlights. Highway 47 had always been known for its eerie silence at night, a place where even the wind seemed hesitant to pass. On this particular night, Daniel was behind the wheel of his black sedan, music blaring to drown out his own thoughts. He was tired, a little drunk, and impatient to get home. His phone buzzed on the seat beside him, but before he could glance at it, something appeared on the road. A figure. A woman. Walking straight into the path of his car, Daniel slammed his foot on the brake. Tires screamed, rubber burned, and then, impact. The car jolted violently. For a second, the world was nothing but chaos and the sound of shattering glass. When the car finally skidded to a halt, Daniel sat frozen, gripping the wheel, his chest heaving. No. What the hell just happened? He muttered. He forced himself out of the car, stumbling onto the road. The night air was cold, unnaturally cold. His headlights illuminated the empty stretch of asphalt. No woman. No body. Not even a trace of blood. Daniel rubbed his eyes, his heart still racing. It was nothing. I didn't hit anyone. I couldn't have. He repeated those words like a mantra, climbed back into the car, and sped off. But deep inside, he knew. He knew what he saw. The days that followed seemed normal at first. Daniel tried to bury the memory, convincing himself it was a hallucination caused by alcohol and exhaustion. But then, it began. It started with the mirror. One night while driving home from work, Daniel glanced at his rear-view mirror and froze. A woman's pale face stared back at him from the back seat. Her skin was bloodless, her hair matted with dirt, and her eyes, empty black hollows, locked onto his. He spun around, but the seat was empty. His hands trembled as he gripped the wheel tighter. "I'm just imagining things," he whispered, forcing himself to keep driving. But when he looked at the mirror again, she was still there, her lips curling into a broken, unnatural smile. From that night forward, Daniel was never truly alone. The ghost followed him everywhere, on lonely roads, during traffic jams, even when his car sat parked in the driveway. Sometimes he would hear faint whispers from the back seat, too distorted to understand. Other times, his headlights would flicker and his brakes would fail, as if unseen hands were tampering with his car. Sleep brought no relief. At night, Daniel dreamed of screeching tires and crushing metal. He would wake drenched in sweat, hearing the faint sound of footsteps pacing outside his window, even though no one was there. The terror escalated one stormy evening. As Daniel drove through sheets of rain, he saw her again, this time standing in the middle of the highway. Her clothes were torn, her body twisted in unnatural angles, like bones broken and never set right. He swerved hard to avoid her, but the steering wheel resisted, locking tight as if possessed. His car spun, skidding across the wet road before stopping just inches away from a ditch. When Daniel looked up, the woman was standing directly in front of his hood. She leaned forward, her face inches from the glass, her mouth opening wider and wider until it was an abyss of darkness. Daniel screamed, shut his eyes, and when he opened them again, the road was empty. Desperate for answers, Daniel searched online for accidents on Highway 47. His blood ran cold when he found an article dated 6 months earlier. Local woman killed in tragic hit-and-run accident. Victim identified as Emily Harris, 27. The driver fled the scene and was never found. Daniel's heart stopped. Emily Harris. That was her. The woman on the road. He hadn't just imagined it, he had killed her. He slammed his laptop shut, his body trembling with guilt and terror. She wants revenge, he whispered. She won't stop until she takes me. But Daniel was wrong. Emily didn't want revenge. She wanted him to suffer. To understand. To live with the same fear, the same helplessness she had felt in her final moments. From then on, every time Daniel drove, the world turned into a nightmare. Street lights would flicker out as he passed. Radio stations would cut to static, whispering voices bleeding through the speakers. Sometimes, he felt cold hands brush his neck from the back seat, or saw a shadow dart across the road just before his car nearly crashed. Daniel stopped driving at night altogether, but even in daylight, he could feel her. Always watching. Always waiting. The final night came on a rainy Friday. Daniel had no choice but to take the highway home. Every other road was closed. His stomach twisted with dread as he merged onto Highway 47, the wipers struggling to clear the downpour. The rain hammered against the car, drowning out everything but his heartbeat. And then, she appeared. Emily stood in the middle of the road, her broken body illuminated by his headlights. Daniel's eyes widened in horror as he slammed the brakes, but the steering wheel locked again. The car skidded, hydroplaning on the slick asphalt. "No. Please!" Daniel screamed, fighting the wheel. But it was useless. Emily's voice whispered inside the car, cold and final. "Now you know what it feels like." The sedan spun out of control, veering off the highway. Metal crunched, glass shattered, and then there was silence. The next morning, a truck driver discovered the wreck. Daniel's car was crumpled around a tree, its headlights still faintly glowing in the mist. The driver's body was slumped over the wheel, lifeless. But what unsettled the police most wasn't the crash, it was the windshield. On the fogged-up glass, written in a trembling hand, were the words, "Drive carefully. I'll be watching." If you enjoyed this chilling tale and want more haunted stories that will keep you awake at night, don't forget to subscribe for more spine-chilling horrors.